Hey, Cape Stories, goedenavond, hoop het gaan goed saam met julle. Hope you guys are good. Ek weet nie of julle geweet het nie, but Mitchells Plain het 'n netball union. Is die eerste keer wat ek ervan hoor. Apparently speel Zaag ook netball. Ek het ook nou vandag gehoor Zaag speel netball. Ons gaan 'n bietjie praat oor die netball ding. Netball was very popular in our community for many years, all over the Cape Flats. Something that we enjoy. Ek dink die mans gaan mee om die anties dop te hou as hulle speel, but I think julle gaan vanaand sok wees dat almal kan actually netball speel. It's actually a family sport, and also two professionals van ons in die studio in that's going to talk more about netball. And yeah, so ek en Zak gaan maar die defenders wees vanaand. So guys, please welcome to the gentlemen with us and Zak. Good evening, Zak. Hope you're well.
Good evening, everybody. Hope you're good, hope you're well. Stan, hoe gaan dit met jou, Tykant?
Alright, man. Ek wou speel nou netball nou.
Yes. Something new. So,
Yeah.
ons vat dit aan.
En Zak, ons speel het hulle eie netball union. Ek het dit hy geweet nie. As die eerste keer, toe sy my sê, is die eerste keer wat ek daarvan hoor.
Ja, en ek dink Mitchells Plain Netball Union is die grootste in die Weskaap. Mitchells Plain self so. Ja.
Wow.
So, maar daarom het ek die twee professionals ingebring so that they can tell us more about the netball in Mitchells Plain. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Shannon, welcome to Cape Flats Stories. Welcome.
Hello.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Nice to be here.
Thank you. Yeah. Nice having you here. I don't know, Zak is gonna go with the interview. Hy weet wat 'n vraag om te vra, wat is die defender and so on. So hy gaan maar vir julle.
Okay, Stan, I think we should start. For me, something big is that, especially on the Cape Flats, that netball is seen as a female sport.
Mm.
But if you look at other races, then it's a sport where male and females play. Especially on the Cape Flats, if we take it, if a guy wants to play around netball, he's being labeled, ek is nou sorry om te sê, maar ek wil nou die term gebruik, maar dan sê hulle is 'n moffie of so. And for me that's wrong. And I think Shannon contacted me last week and we had a whole chat about it. And I told Shannon, you know what if that boy is not good at rugby or is not good at soccer, but he's brilliant in netball, Now he don't want to play the sport because he's being labeled. And that's something worrying for me, that's something sad. And we need to break the stereotyping. We need to break that where our people label us. So I told Shannon a few years ago, especially the guys, the race white guys, they play action netball, and I was like, whoa, this is something new for me, but it was something beautiful because the whole family is involved. When they travel to Durban or Joburg, then the whole family travel, and it's been passed on by generation to generation. So the grandmother, grandfather was involved, and now it goes to the son and the daughter, and now the kids are also involved. So something we should actually look. And Shannon told me, yeah, there is male teams in Mitchells Plain. So I'm excited to hear about Mitchells Plain Netball Union. I think last year I saw Irshan there at Portland's Innocent on a Friday afternoon. And it was amazing for me. I was standing there, I was just watching how the kids, that is actually the happy space. And all the problems that we're facing on the Cape Flats, if you see that kids, their faces, throwing the ball, doing warm-ups, it's just absolutely amazing. So now I'm really excited to be here, and obviously Shannon, who is the secretary, and obviously Sean, who is the chairperson, they're gonna tell us more. Ons weet mos Shannon gaat ons vertel van die World Cup and all the tournaments and stuff. So Shannon, yeah, I think you guys can introduce yourself and then we can take it from there.
Mr. Brenner, you can go.
Mr. Brenner, okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Brenner.
Okay. Jacques, you had such good opening comments. So yes, myself, Ihsan Brenner, chairperson of Mitchells Plain Netball Union, and as you said, we are quite big. So that's currently my role with Mitchells Plain Netball Union. And I think maybe when Shannon maybe is done introducing himself, because you made such a good comment with regards to the labeling, and I would like to touch base on that. But I think I'm going to first allow Mr. Trouncell to introduce himself. Yeah.
Hi, everybody. I'm Shannon. I'm the vice chairperson and the secretary of Mitchells Plain Netball Union. Moet se dag dat hy groot man, Mr. Brenner.
So yeah, Irshan, okay, you can take over, and then we can just follow.
Yeah. Yes. I think, as you said, Mitchells Plain Netball Union, and I think I heard also you guys said, not Jacques, Stan said that he basically didn't know that there's like a netball union, and I mean the netball union is here since 1976. So I think tonight I'm not gonna give my age away, but yeah. So the union is started in 1976, and they've grown ever since. And like I said, I would like to ledge on when you said that with regards to male netball, the stigma that comes with it, to say that if you now play netball, and like you said, we don't want to use the terms and stuff, then as they know, like, sorry for the words, Jason Murphy. No, it doesn't mean all male that play netball is a Murphy, or you know what I'm saying. It's people, that's straight people, it's married people, it's a man met 'n vrou met kinders. Oh, it's people. It's not all gay people. You get it there, and we accept it. And in saying that, and I think tonight I want to say is that at the beginning, Sen, myself being the chairperson, Sen and now being the vice chairperson and also the secretary, you can just, because netball is a female, definitely a female dominated sport. But if you look at, and I've come to realize, and I think as for tonight, and this is such a great platform, is to say that people need to accept that males also play netball. Because if we're going to rugby accepted that females play rugby. Cricket accepted that females play cricket. And we can go on and on. Soccer the same. So why would we want to do something different when males want to play netball? Now we like you said, we're saying this and that of the person, which is so unfair. Because I think it's a good sport, because the opening comments was, the two of you are the defenders. I'm not an attacker, but you will gain so much respect for those ladies when they're on the court. Because yes, I went on the court, I tried myself, say, I want to see what is this. Wow. Soos hulle sê, in real life, a vrou is regtig sterk. Because get onto that court, you will realize how tough it is, to run left, right, and center. So yeah, there's quite a huge respect for these ladies. But tonight I would make that appeal, is to say, you get the one and the twos that still not want to accept males into netball. But I make the appeal as the chairperson of Mitchells Plain Netball Union, accept the males, and let's move forward and grow the sport together. Thanks, Stan and John.
Shannon, do you?
What do you want me to add after that?
and
Well, there's nothing for me to add, but I can concur what Mr. Brenner has said, and I think Mitchells Plain Netball Union this year, and in the past we've always wanted male netball at our sub-district. However, we only allowed males into umpiring because a lot of the teams had male members, but then there weren't full teams for them to compete in. We then started with a male team first that competed in the Western Cape City NF competition. And this year, we've actually have a full-fledged male league which 4 teams or clubs is entered into, and there's a full-scale competition with regards to that. So we are welcoming male netball to Mitchells Plain, and last week I think the 2nd or the 9th was the first games they played, and the field was actually packed. So the spectators were watching their games more than they were watching the female games. And this week passed the same. So we're very proud that we are welcoming male netball to Mitchells Plain.
Shannon, Stan, do you want to add something?
Zach, I just want to say, you know what? And I just briefly spoke to Shannon a couple of seconds ago. Um, there's a big problem with us seeing the sport. It's just a female sport, and it is actually for female and for males, right? But Shannon, isn't this a similar sport to basketball? Because you mentioned it's just more rules. I mean, we're not afraid to play basketball, obviously because of the outfits. I don't know if that is the case, but I think if you look at this sport, and this is what I see, is that if we get more young men involved with the sport, and I don't know how it is with how you guys feel about this, but also think that this is a very disciplined sport. This is a team sport where you need to learn how to play with with any sport, but this specific sport, you need to read your partner or your teammates' body language. How do you think this? How can this impact positively on our young men on the Cape Flats? Anyone?
The sport itself, in
Yeah,
comparison to basketball,
yeah.
the sport is kind of similar, but then it's so much different because with netball, there's a lot of more rules. Where with basketball, you can run with the ball and you can dribble with the ball. Whereas with netball, you can't do that. You've got 3 seconds to pass to your opponent, and you can't do a lot of stepping. So there's a
Mm,
lot of difference, but there's a lot of speed in the game versus basketball.
mm,
The way attire is concerned, I think the male attire to basketball is also similar, but the attire is but shorter instead of this
mm,
baggy clothing that basketball has.
mm,
But the stigma attached to it again is because it's a female sport, and what is a man doing on the field and stuff like that. So
mm,
that's why a lot of men tend not to play the sport.
mm. Also, maybe just what I want to add is that when it comes to practicing, do you guys have to practice every day, or how does it work? Because I want to sell this to a young man out there. I want a young man, especially me, to explain to be part of this. We have a big problem in our communities where we don't have recreational facilities, don't have a lot of sports. But just tell us, if we do play netball, what is the chances of our youngsters? I mean, you mentioned a World Cup, traveling. There's obviously a lot of opportunity to travel. There's also a lot of opportunity to meet people, and obviously it is similar to soccer because obviously every week you have not similar, but every week you have teams to play against. So there's always challenges. There's always it is a sport just like any other sport. You play for position. Just tell us more about, is there, like you say, you are currently just playing netball union, right? So currently, where are you laying? Are you tops in Western Cape, or is there a certain position where you guys are currently laying it?
If you're not saying top, are you referring to the quality of sport in Mitchells Plain, or if you're referring to the amount of people that's
To,
active
to,
with
to the
netball?
to the position, like the Eastern Western Cape, of the two in Western Cape, of like so.
Nee, ons is baie goed. Ons lê lekker hoog in Western Cape. There's a few teams. You see, the makeup of Mitchells Plain Netball Union is made up of a lot of teams or clubs, which
Yeah.
stems to, we've got clubs from Menenberg, Langa, Kailicha. We've got clubs out of surrounding areas of Mitchells Plain.
Mhm.
So each club has its own training schedule, which is in the week or so. So if you belong to a certain club that's based in Westridge, that club will have their training schedule in Westridge, or if the club is in Rocklands, they will have whatever. So we are made up of a lot of clubs within Mitchells Plain and the surrounding areas. So, like Jacques mentioned before, Mitchells Plain is currently the biggest sub-district under
Wow.
Cape Town Netball Federation, which is an affiliate with Western Cape and our mother body, which is Netball South Africa. So, yeah, we are I will say we are tops, and Mr. Brenner can provide detail with regards to the tours we are embarking on this year.
Okay.
Yes, yes, and then again, Stan, I mean, you guys make such good remarks with regards to like how we can get, and for me, this is important, and I think that's the reason I'm in the sport, is to say how we can uplift our communities because that's important. And we get so many youngsters, they go astray because there's nothing for them to do. Here's a great opportunity for for males. The females, they are there, no problem. You know, and we'll talk about the females as well. But like you said, we have now 4 fully fledged male netball. How many other males is out there playing the sport? And now tonight, I make the appeal as the chairperson of Mitchell's Play Netball Union and say to all the clubs across Cape Town, come, gentlemen, boys, or whatever you want to be called, come and enjoy netball at Mitchell's Play Netball Union. And the opportunity is there. I think Shannon have ledged how we affiliated. And tonight we can proudly say we have one gentleman. You know, it's a pity he's not on this on with us here tonight. But it makes me proud to mention that for those that still think that netball is only for females, but at Mitchell's Play Netball Union, we have a gentleman, Luke Moorman. He's a SA player, and he's a gentleman. So what stopped anyone else? You know, like I said, and that's why I actually like Cape. This is our Cape stories, Cape Flat stories. So I make an appeal tonight, not just for Mitchell's Plain, for the males. I make an appeal to across Cape Town and say, guys, come out, come and enjoy the sport. And there is great opportunity. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, Stan, and Ishan and Shannon, you know, for me, it's all about, you know, killing all the social ills, you know, and this helps, you know, social sports and obviously recreation activities. It helps, and for me, it's imagine you have there's a male team and there's a female team, right? Now you guys practice, doesn't it? Yeah. And for me, it kind of helps now. We men start to respect females, and obviously in our community we have a big problem, obviously with GBV, you know, violence, and obviously respecting the LGBTQ plus community as well. You know, we should stop labeling and think male. You know, it's all about our egos at the end of the day. But we need to stop that. And here's a sport where you can learn how to respect, you know, the females, and obviously you will protect them because now you are teammates, and this is something beautiful for me, because if you're on if you play rugby, you play rugby with aggression, and because you play with guys, and so, but I saw guys even coaching female teams, and the respect level they have. So for me, it's something beautiful because now they start to understand females, you know. So yeah, we need to break this, because in other races or other communities, people continue. And Stan, just think about it, right? The union is so big, and it's how many years? It started in 1970, I think it's 76 or 72. I think 76.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So and you know, and you know, Stan, I was speaking to someone yesterday, and we need to blame our own people. You know, we blaming government, we blaming, and when you look at our teams, especially in our colored areas and on the Cape Flats, we struggle with funding. We struggle. People don't support our functions. But where's that people that was in netball clubs? You know, probably is thousands. Now just imagine that people come back and they give back the amount of funding our people will have. Because if you look at just look at white schools. They have alumni and stuff. Yes, we have, but it's not so effective as the whites, right? That guys give, they so proud to be part of that team or that club or that school,
Mhm.
and we need to give back because I realized yesterday it's actually us. We're blaming everybody else besides us. And if we take, and I mean this, and probably Ishan and Shannon, you have that way. Yes, you have kids playing in a club, but the parent, don't worry, they're not involved. They don't want to support the function, or they don't want to pay subs. And people always think, hey, the mense wil geld maak.
Yeah.
But if you look at it, and if you sit on the board, and or you work with finance, you will see, I think you turn that money 100 times just to see, okay, where are we gonna get? How
Yeah.
can we do? How can we get the kit? How can we buy a ball? How can we buy a whistle? And
Mhm.
people think, ah, man, they just make money.
Yeah.
Where do you get money for transport? And it's a great way, especially because now our kids don't just see the Cape Flats. Now they travel to, maybe the South Coast, or they travel to, Eden or the Garden Route. They travel to Oudtshoorn. They travel to um Durban, and they exposed to all these different environments. And yeah, we just want to keep our kids just there. So for me, any sport is good for especially for our communities, because now you're taking kid off the street, and at least that kid is doing something. Look at the, I mean, Stan, I think it's Weltevreden at practice on a Friday, at
Correct.
Portland. And
Yeah.
Correct.
on a Friday afternoon, you're taking that kids off the street. What does kids do on a Friday? They go boss because they're tired of the school, and
Yeah.
now that kids go, and there's a safe haven for them. So
Mhm.
we need to start get, as community, we need to start get more involved. And my appeal is, let's start, even though you're not even active in the sport, or you don't have someone playing, but start, because get you a team, and support that team and support that club, and contribute. Because ek en Boeta Stan gaan mos nou begin te netball support het so.
Daar
Huh?
is 'n daar is 'n
Ek
poort waar dit speelie.
nee, ek dink ons moet 'n charity
Ons
match
gaan dit
organise.
doen. Ons gaan dit doen.
Yes, yes, I
But
like the idea of the charity match, and I think the one team can be called Cape Flats Stories versus Mitchell's Plain.
okay,
And just
Yes.
to let on what Jacques also said,
yeah,
the point is so crucial in terms of opportunity, and I think this is why we're sitting here tonight. And in terms of where you mentioned GBV, this is
yeah,
so important in our daily lives because I'm talking from a male perspective in terms of when I got involved with Mitchell's Plain. Yes, all of us, we have our past, but
mhm,
this is one sport that humbled me, and I'm
yeah,
talking about Ihsan, because you meet different types of people. You kind of, it's just it's a next level thing in terms of meeting ladies, and then and like I said, and I think when he said GBV, maybe
mhm,
I think sometimes it's important that males maybe need to come and support the females. Go support your vrouw. And then go,
yeah,
okay, you come into the field, and then there's so much respect. I mean, you guys have said that, and with regards to the opportunities, and I think it's important for me to say this tonight, and especially in Mitchell's Plain. And maybe I can go even and say on the Cape Flats, the sad part is, and we have to face the reality, is when our schools don't register them with Western Province, the high school, and Western Province primary schools. Because the moment you don't register the school, that kid is denied an opportunity to go trial. The kid can't go
mhm,
trial because the school did not register with Western Province. So what happens to that kid? And I'm telling you of what I know, not of what I've seen. I'm talking about talent on the Cape Flats that
yeah,
goes waste. Where
yeah,
I've seen, I can say tonight, I can proudly say, I think if we should select a Cape Flats team of a certain age and play against any Western Province team, I'm talking about maybe from under 13 to under 17, we'll give them a match. Because there's so many of them that have so much potential. But because of the school not doing the registration to those bodies, then the kid is not allowed to trial. How sad is that? I mean, I'll give you one example, and sure, they've joined us this year. There's this one club, Sundowns, you know. Uh, I would say, and I'm saying this with respect, maybe 100% or 80, 99% of them. And this is the reality because we are labeled white, black, and this, but they are black kids. They come from
Yeah.
Delft. They travel every week. Believe you me, they've got such good teams. There's one team under 15. Wow, next level netball of little kids. And my worry is when I look at them, you know, my heart goes out because my first question is, I wonder if these kids, the school that they are, have registered so that they can be seen and their potential can be seen, you know? And then, because there's opportunity,
There
because
is,
netball is not anymore, you just play it, you go home, and there you go. There's opportunity for university scholarships. There's opportunity to play TNL. There's opportunity to play for Western Province team. So, but it's always said, it's very sad. And I think as the chairperson of Mitchell's Plain, it breaks my heart when I'm here on a Saturday. Wow. You can see, you know, I don't even want it breaks your heart. You know how many kids amongst us, I've witnessed this, and I'm talking about experience, where that little kid came to play netball, but that kid did not have something to eat in the morning. And then that kid would cry, and then somebody would ask, why is the kid crying? And then I would go and say, I don't understand why is this kid crying, because this is so, like you said earlier, isn't this the safe haven? Isn't this where the kid needs to? Then that kid tells you, now imagine you standing there, uncle, this morning I came to the courts, but I couldn't have something to eat. Wow.
yeah.
I mean, that is what we're facing in here on the
Yeah.
Cape Flats. And
Yeah.
this is all the things that Shannon, and I want to say tonight, you know, there was people before us, 1976, so there should have been leaders, and I can tell, and I can vouch tonight, Mitchell's Plain had great leaders before us, and we've
Yeah.
got huge respect for them. And that is why, and what is very important is that Mr. Trouncell and myself, we're serving with an executive. Wow. I'm serving currently, we're serving with an executive. Die mense se harte is vir die kinders, man. En for
Wow.
me, wow, that's the story. That's the Cape Flats story. And I know for a fact, as much as we want to change the lives of these kids, but if
Yeah.
we've made a change in that one kid's life, I think that's already a winner. Yeah. So as you can, yeah, I get very emotional when I talk about
Yeah.
these little kids, you know, because I always say, and this is always my words, you can disappoint an adult, but never ever disappoint a kid. Never do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
And you guys just touched on something very important now. You know, that stigma of the game being, if a boy plays, it's for morphs, right? That is the word that they use. But that's exactly the problem that we have in our community. That is part of gender-based violence, and I think if we're gonna fix gender-based violence, we're gonna have to start at the beginning, where we have to say, but netball is for everybody, and we're gonna have to respect those young men in that big grown men that are playing. We're gonna have to respect them as athletes, not as, you know. I will some the vrouwmense wees so nie. It's a sport that can potentially change our young people's lives, and like you say, the same with soccer, whatever sports we have on the Cape Flats. Our children come because they want to get out of the situation. They want to get away from home where they are being abused, or where, you know, they're being bullied. So the sports, you know, we as grown-ups need to, you know, detach that stigma from the sport and say the sport is for everybody. And I think Zach, me and you must maybe do a match to show people. Well, if you're gonna call me a movie, it's fine, but I will do it for a good cause. Ek gaan baie movies, ek gaan baie hard asemhaal, but I am gonna be there. Let's set this match up, get a few of our colleagues, of our partners, and have a nice friendly match just to show people. But look here, we as men are playing this. I think it's time to attach that name. And like you say, we have problems on the Cape Flats where we want to make a difference. You guys, like so many other guys on the Cape Flats, you guys are putting in the time. You want to see a change, right? But now because of a stigma that the previous people put on there, now we have to fight and get the sports out there. So I think let's set up a match, let's play the game, and let's show people. Netball is for Amo. You know, Zach, I don't know how you feel about that, but I think we should maybe look at that and promote the sport. It will keep them out of trouble. It will keep them busy. It will be something to do. We just need to detach that stigma for boys, and we fix the way how we think.
Stan,
If I can maybe just if I maybe can just
okay.
add, and I won't be long. And like you said it so well, the stigma and the movie part and stuff. But our deputy mayor,
Mm-mm.
Mr. The Honorable Eddie Andrews, he played matches here at Mitchell's playing. So
Did he?
it's yes, and that's why I said I'm gonna leave it now for Jacques to go further. So yes, he
Okay.
played. He played. He played.
I actually met him a couple of weeks back, and if I knew, I would have actually asked him. Maybe we should have the match and have him come and play with us. What do you guys think about that? Have a lekker fun
You
day.
play.
Miss
You
vrou
play.
mense net mans.
Uh, mm. So yes, Stan, and obviously you probably saw my post was a bit different. Ik heb vir Shannon gesê, Shannon, ek kan nie Gayle iets hê, ek moet nou leer hierso en goed. And that is that me. People can think what they want, you know. And for me, I will promote the sport. So hulle kan maar dink wat hulle wil. Ek sal Gayle. Sê hulle moet my nog net leer, lekker leer. But Ihsan, I just want to come back to where you say schools don't register with Western Province. You know, one thing, if you look at, I'm sorry to go back with the and make examples of the white schools and stuff, but if you look, Stan as well, if you look in rugby, there's certain white schools that is known for rugby. There's certain white school that's known for netball. There's certain white schools that's known for hockey. If you look at our colored schools, what colored school in Mitchell's Plain is known for netball? What school in Mitchell's Plain is known as a rugby school? And for me, I want to do that. I want to change that because schools need to be okay. No, that is a rugby school. You know a Mondo, you know a Spinal because academics.
Mm-mm.
But Mondo as obviously athletics and stuff. But that's it. If a child don't comes in or don't qualify to enroll in Mondo or so, and that's that. But what about the other schools? We need to change this. If they must say Lintig High, Lintig High is a netball school. If you look at Oval North is a rugby school. We need to start identifying our schools, not just with academics, but with sport as well, because we know that our kids are very passionate about sport. If you see them playing in the road, they play a certain sport. They play touch rugby, they play netball, or they will do whatever. But and even if when the time we grew up, ons speel sommer alles. As dit Wimbledon is, dan speel ons sommer nou tennis. Ons weet nie van tennis nie. As hulle soccer World Cup is, and then we play soccer. And we just need to change this. Stan and Ihsan and Shannon. Yeah, we need a netball school in Mitchell's Plain, man. Because a school where people are serious about netball and can take our kids to the next level.
Yeah.
They can compete with the other schools. And I mean, it's if you look at, I told Shannon last week. I used to work at Western Province, and then you see the ladies actually coming and buy beanies and stuff. That was probably 2011, 2012, because there is no sponsors. So why can rugby get such a big sponsors or a lot of sponsors, but certain sport, you see, I think I don't know if Spa is still involved with netball and so, because that's I know Spa that time. I don't know, and yeah, so we need to change this thing. And then with the charity match, obviously we need to do it. We as I said, we need to be leaders. So we can organize this thing. Or we can, yeah, let's make it a mixed team. That will be nice. A mixed team, and then we take it, and yeah, we can charge people to come and watch the game, and that is a certain type of fundraiser for the netball union. um Obviously you guys can organize it for us. We will get the teams sorted and stuff, and then we can do it. Xavier Stan, ek het my kuite, ek het baie lekker kuite. Ek gaan dit op Foxes en hy dag. Ek gaan dit op Foxes en hy dag. Net vir netball. But we need to change this thing. And we're starting with netball tonight, but we're gonna move to other sporting codes as well in Mitchell's Plain. Ishan, I mean, and Shannon, it's been years, the netball union, and niemand die baie mense weet van netball union. So for me it's something, and I will say it again, people go out and go find out wherever the clubs train and go see, man. I want you to go see that the kids, how they run, how they train, and how disciplined they are when the coach talk to them. So, and you must see Sean Stan, die man vat die sport ernstig op. Jy kan sê niemand mos met hy kinders nie. And I can say it's really a safe haven.
Yeah.
The other thing, Sean, we always have soup kitchens, and we do feedings. Did someone ever think take a pot of food and go feed the teams? You're not affiliated with the club or with the union. You have a feeding scheme. Did you ever think, let's go to Stephen Regan and let's go feed there, because maybe there's kids that's hungry, and we need to start do that as well. And my appeal tonight is, if anybody's watching and you have a feeding scheme, maybe once go there and contact Sean or Shannon and say, listen here, can we come feed there? Because obviously there is a need. So and ons moet ons kinders lekker maak, man. So ons moet ding reg kry, en ons moet ons union raak kry, because ek glo ons union is die beste in die Western Cape. Shannon is daar en Iftaan is daar, so I have no doubts. Shannon jy stil.
Van wat moet ek praat as julle alles praat, wat met Brenna het klaar alles gepraat wat ek wou gesê het. I can't add what Mr. Brenna speak. And you also made a lot of valid points, so what do you need me to add? Other than I see some of the comments coming up, and then people is asking when is the next big match and stuff like that. Our union is active we're there from 8 o'clock in the morning, before 8 every Saturday up until October. But we have no games over the Easter weekend. So we're there from 8 o'clock when our junior game starts. And then from 12 or 1 o'clock, our senior game starts, and we operate up until about 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon. But it's fast now, so I think our last slot is at 4. And our schedule gets so full that we sometimes do night games. So some of our teams play during the night. Brisbane Netball Union acquired some floodlights a year or two ago. So we can now organize night games as well, which we are very proud of. And then, yes, we are the biggest unit. We've got players as young as 5 and players as old as over 60, 62, 63 that's playing the game still and active playing, even if it's a social team, but they are actively in the league. So we're very proud of that.
And what is the criteria?
Yeah, what is the criteria?
What is the criteria
to join a club or to join the union?
Yeah, to join the club or join the union. Just explain how does the club work? How does the union work? If I want to go join now, probably I can't just join the union. I must probably join a club because as ek sê ek wil vir die union speel, as ek mos nou vir die club speel, as speel ze vir die union of hoe werk dit nou? Ek is
Ja, correct.
Gayle myse.
Mr.
So
Brenner,
I'm
will you
listening.
answer?
No,
Oh,
you can proceed, Mr. Trouncell. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So, what normally happens is when I get inquiries on our Facebook page, because we've got a Facebook page, so whoever wants more information can either join that or make contact with me. So I would normally ask the people where they live and what area they live, and I will then link them up with the club nearest to them. So they will then affiliate with the club, which in turn is affiliate from with us, and then they will just register them with us. And also here people make the comment of, oh, jullie het geld, die union het geld. Die union het nie geld, because we charge a registration fee of about 100 rand, or we charge 25 rand per junior for the entire year. And then for seniors is 100 rand, of which that entire 100 rand gets paid right over to CTNF, which they need to pay Netball South Africa and Western Cape of that same 100 rand. So if we want to make funds, we need to charge 140, 150, and that 50 must carry the union for the entire year. The gate fees that the facility charges is for the upkeep of the facility, which the WFMC uses to keep the facility up. So we don't get any of that funding. So we are shortchanged, and the only things we do during the year is like two functions. We have a senior function and a junior function, which we then take that gate fees. When do we put that into our presentation at the end of the year? So there's no way that we can actually make profit. And you did talk about the soup kitchen earlier. We did try once, as Mr. Brenner has mentioned, we have children that comes and they're a little hungry, especially in the winter time. And we did at one time try and make sandwiches for our juniors. But because we ran out of funding, and then we had to stop that as well. So yeah, we need a lot of help in the sense of funds and stuff. But at the same time, Mr. Brenner has contacts with members outside of our district, which he is taking, or the union is taking our teams to Eden, I think in June. Under 13, under 17, a senior team, and under 19 teams we're taking to Eden. So that will be a nice tour for our kids as well.
nee, Mitchell's play gaan weer titels afslaan. Ik zie al klaar. Hulle gaan titles afslaan. En ja,
you know what you're talking about title. Mitchell's got a lot of titles, and I think people don't know, because a lot of people don't know the Mitchell's union exists, which I find very odd. And even if you contact the media in the sense of covering netball, they would cover mostly concentrate on soccer and stuff like that. So you need to contact them to come with regards to netball. We've got a good relationship with the People's Post that is kind of covering us every week now. But with regards to we've got a lot of first. We've got one of our executive members, which is the first technical SA officer. Mr. Brenner is the first male chairperson. I'm the first male secretary of the union. So there's a lot of first. We've got a lot of Western Province players with us. We've got this one male team, Singapore Queens, which the entire team actually is with CTNF players. So there's a lot of first in the union. So if people come on a Saturday and come and see what Mitchell's Plain offers, they will actually be surprised.
And Shannon, how do they get selected? You know, do they play tournaments and then obviously or go for trials and then they get selected for Western Province? How do they get selected?
It depends on the type of competition. So Mitchell's Plain in its entirety will enter teams into the Western Cape, Western Province or Western Cape teams. So on our executive, we have development officers, which is in charge of the selecting of our teams. So all the clubs that is registered with us will then come for trials, and we will then use those players, the best, select the best. So they will then go through, and then we will enter that team into the Western Cape teams and stuff like that. And then on the Western Cape level, there's also selectors on that level.
You know, mine is running wild there. As ek goed te hoor, dan begin my mind te week. You know, Sam, yes, besides the charity match, you know, I think about you, a netball, Mitchell's Plain Netball Union festival, you know, where obviously you play games and stuff, but where teams can, you know, exhibit their clubs, their trophies, and and have stalls and something. Yes, Shannon, I told you we need to sit because I'm thinking about all these things and how we can just expose Mitchell's Plain Netball Union, man. Because obviously we need to take it to the next level, Julle is al klaar daar so. But yeah, I just believe we need to expose and create that awareness for our people in Mitchell's Plain that, he's the same way. Jou kind gaan netball speel. Jou kind wil net PlayStation speel, die hele tyd FIFA. Kom netball toe. So for me it's like ek sê ek gaan nou al begin te practice. Ja, ek weet hy jumps en hy goede en ek weet dit sê shoot, dis al wat ek weet. ek weet dit ek skryf van agteraf, ek is 'n defender, maar ek skryf shoot. ek weet nie hoe gaan ek jump as 'n what do you call it, a striker?
Die goal shooter en 'n goal.
Ek weet nie hoe gaan ek jump because hulle is normally tall, so ek weet nie jong. Stan, ek maak gesê hy like die bal se hulle kom en gesê net die bal afslaan, so ek weet nie hoe gaan moet Stan maak nie. Laat ons luister.
Ek gaan vir julle koppel, ek gaan vir julle water aandra, ek sal met julle kan speel nie, but this is just something that I want to say quickly, man. The parents and the people need to say, wanneer hulle kind speel op 'n Sarah of wanneer hulle kind in uniform is, take a photo. That's also another way of promoting the club. Take a photo and put it on Facebook. Social media is a brilliant tool to market these things, and people need to be proud. If mense van Mitchell's Plain proud, these people from Mitchell's Plain need to find out, but what does Mitchell's Plain have to offer? Okay, that is what they have to offer. Let's be part of selling it. Also, mense is baie bad met advertising daar buite. If your child is a good player, vir die ma's en pa's wat nou kyk, vat 'n foto, brag, in that way put up the logo. Also, the other thing that I want to say, waar is die plekke wat ons so support, jou Vodacom, jou MTN, jou Chelsea? Ek is sorry, I just like to ask that type of questions. Waar is hulle? They need to support you guys. I mean, we are in 2022. We need businesses to support this. This organization can't run on love and water. They need money. They need resources. And I think there is a problem across the Cape Flats where people want to do good, but you know what is our challenge? We don't have funding, we don't have this, and things like this cost money. And I mean, you guys are doing an amazing job, and I think we need to promote that. And Jacques, we should have more of this type of conversations, and we need to go. The other influencers, people that are watching tonight, that are going to watch this, come on board, promote this the club. That's the only way we really going to get it out there. The more people see a brand, the more they trust it and the more they buy into it, Jacques. I don't know, but I think we need to do something, like you say, we need to put it out there. Ons het die mense kan netball speel, hulle kan 'n netballklub hardloop, we just need to support them.
Yeah, no, definitely, Stan. We need to support them. We need to put them the Stan Brando van van MTN, ako MTN as die hulle weer simkaarte uit as jy hulle iets gegee wat but just think about a Shoprite, a Pick and Pay, obviously maybe give a box of oats that you can make oats in the morning for the kids, small things. And it's like, I don't know, Stan, but we need to create awareness. Okay, ek is baie excited, man, oor die charity match. We need to, Shannon, we need to set up a meeting so we can do this thing, jong. Yes, like Stan kan nie is klaar in. Stan kan nie uittrekkie already op die skrape team. Ek weet of ons op 'n selfde team gaan wees of op 'n separate team gaan.
Gaat ons nie.
Listen, if we are the same team, then it's a handicap team. Dan ons albei kan nie saam wees, ons moet separate gaan. So yeah, we need to check maybe some of our celebs, our local celebs here in Mitchell's Plain, and just get if they don't want to take part, kan ons net ons just normal people that don't know
Maar
the
van
sport
die se
and
kry
just
ons in
come
die
and
local
play.
se leefspyt dat 'n etok ding is tot kontak.
Yes. Nee, van die is, ek sien sy steen en sy wil kyk black stories. As sy wil sig maar op sensitive is. sy dink so nou ja, because ek sê bring jou kus. But yeah, I've got so many ideas. So we just need to sit. I want to share the ideas because I think that's the first thing I asked Shannon. How do you create funding? Because obviously I know, especially with our clubs and our soccer, rugby, or netball, they don't have funding. People think they have funding because there are subs, but ek bedoel maar if you must buy a kit, hoeveel is 'n kit? People don't understand the balls, the whistles, yeah. So people think net hy whatever hy 25 of 100 rand moet nou alles doen. It can't.
Yeah.
So we need funding because I also asked Shannon Ishan that is there a structure or are you say for instance because I know some bodies have that thing they limit funding so I just wanted to know because obviously if you don't you are not limited and you can have more events then obviously I'm all for it. I will share my ideas with you guys and then help you set up and yeah then we can do it but yeah I'm really excited. So we started with the this charity match and then we can have maybe in the if it is September daai kante and then we can have like a netball fest where all clubs can come together exhibit all their what year did you start your club where your colors or your kit and yeah and your club can put on a stall. Yeah, we can work it out, man, and just try to generate some money and so that you can actually take to the new year because your I think your the tournament or the league stops in October if I'm correct.
Yes, correct, Jacques. And in saying that, you've just also mentioned, and I think I'm going to let on to say, match on. Daai match wat ons nou heeltyd van praat is match on. So, soos hulle sê, uitstiek is die main ding.
Yay, ek is daar.
Yes,
Well,
and
well,
no, that's a definite, yes.
I'm sorry,
Say again.
will I be able to go look on YouTube how to play the game? Or because ek weet hoe die game werk, so hoe maak ek ek van YouTube to know.
Yes. Wow, Stan, that's a tricky one, eh? I think maybe we must first have that practice match then. Hey, Shannon?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
think
we
maybe
should.
it's going to be good. It may be good if Shannon and I and myself are part of this team,
Yes.
And
Yes.
Yeah.
yes, I think. And then we can take them because I heard Shannon said that Singapore Queens is the whole Western Province team. I don't think we're scared for them. We can give them a game, and I think we can. It will be tough, but we can
Yeah, we've
give
got
them a
big
game.
defenders.
But on what you guys are saying, you're talking about the money, you're talking about sustainability, and I think tonight what is important is that if you come now to Mitchell's Plain, you will notice something different. A few years back, the clubs wasn't well informed, or we didn't know how to access this lotto funding. So I think we blessed that somebody came, advised the Mitchell's Plain Netball Union, and we're not even scared to say the person's name. He came and he said, Mr. Alistair Bunting, guys, there is funding for these clubs. The clubs, like you said, they were struggling, and it was a real struggle. But with this funding, you can see the change in the clubs. You can see the change in the kids. It's a whole different vibe. It's a positive vibe. It's just amazing. Where the kids, where we mentioned earlier, how expensive is gay. Today we can yet Mitchell's Plain, we can break because we had to play. Ons maar die auntie gevra het die op in die pad gou om die dresses te maak. Most that story. But now our kids can play in supplemented dresses. Die kinders lyk mooi. And it's stuff like this then you realize, no, man, we have to do more. And like I said, but you can only do more if you have people like Shannon and if you have like an executive like we currently have. The vision is there. You know, when we talk something, we talk about the kids. This is from the people, and I'm talking about the Mitchells Plain Netball Union executive. When you mention something to them, it's almost like, you know, the attitude as a man for you say, bring it on, man. Bring it on. Bang for nix. You know, we decided this year, you know, we've got a nice a lady from a nice Rene Boyson from chairperson in Mossel Bay, you know, extended an invite to us to go to Mossel Bay. I can confirm tonight we taking 120 people the 3rd of June till the 5th of June. We're taking 120 people, three, two under 13, 3 under 15 teams, 1 under 17, 1 under 19, and 1 senior team. And the managers, the coaches. Tonight, I can confirm, I'm sitting here, people can hear me live, that we've already made our payment for accommodation, but we don't have money.
Wow.
You know, and this is, in talking about opportunity, I think I'm going to, just 2 points I want to latch off opportunity. 2016 or 2017, 2016, 2017, twice we went to Durban. When we talked about Durban, it was like, these people, hulle weet nie wat hulle praat nie. The one thing I came to realize, you know, my hart het gebreek toe ons op in die plein gaan, toe lyk dit vir my, die plein gaan nou crash. Because dit is ons mense eerste keer in 'n plein. Toe die plein so op gaan te skree, hulle, woo! You know, but that was the fun part. But the whole idea, and this is, like I said, when you have an executive like we currently have, when we talked about we going to Durban, the first thing is you need to worry about hotel, you need to worry about a bus, you need to worry about the plane. These things were all paid from the parents. And what maak jou hart oop, ne, is om te realize that a kid, ons wil even praat van vlieg, man. You know, we talk about flying. Ons praat van 'n kind wat miskien nooit die airport gaan sien nie. Daai kind was op 'n plane. Now for me, that's opportunity. And at Mitchells Plain, we have adopted, we know our kids are not getting these opportunities where we know they're good enough. And we've decided if the schools, and I'm sorry to say, maybe I can, but the schools in Mitchells Plain and not in Mitchells Plain, Cape Flats, and the schools needs to register the school with Western Province, open this opportunity for the kids. But today or tonight, I want to say, if they don't do it for the kids, Mitchells Plain is doing it for them, because we will create continuous opportunity. We've been going for the last 3 years. COVID stopped us. We've been going to Klein Willem year in, year out. We take 80, 90 people, children. We take them there. We've went to Durban, opportunity. Twice we went. And we didn't stay there like they say in a hostel. Die kinders het gebly in die Garden Court Hotel. I mean, Stan en Jacques, just imagine hoe het hy vloeg gelyk die oggend toe hy kinders kom vir breakfast, man.
Yeah.
You know, wow, it's amazing. Yeah, we're going to go again to Eden. What I'm saying is that if people or whatever don't want to do things for kids, we, as long as we're here and we're here for the kids, we will continue to create these opportunities. Because guaranteed, confirmed, Mitchells Plain, like I said to the executive the other day, die wat nog dink ons gaan Mossel Bay, ons is klaar, ons is klaar betaal. So again, this is another opportunity tonight. Like you said, Stan, you're saying it so well. This is a brand. That's why I'm sitting behind this thing here. We're selling it tonight. We say to those children that are out there, the mommy and the daddy wat kyk, if you're still sitting on a Saturday thinking what you need to do, whether you're a male or a female, whether you're a child, whether you're an adult, don't think twice. Shannon already told you, we're here from 8 o'clock till 5 o'clock at night. Come and enjoy the fun. Yeah, that's about it.
And I just want to say quickly about, just to add to what you're saying, ons kinders gaan nooit uit nie. Ons kinders bly in die community in. And when you guys take them out, it's an opportunity for them to see a different environment. Ek weet ons kinders uitgevat onlangs nou. They are so excited. They are so enjoying it. And what people don't understand, and Shannon, we are really struggling for funding. So you guys are putting in your time and your effort there. You're like any data R40,000 salaries for what you do. It's purely out of your heart and out of your passion, and we appreciate that because we're not going to change the whole world, but we're going to change one or two children's lives in Mitchell's Plain. They're going to think different. They're going to want to be different. So I applaud you for that. I thank you for that because if you guys don't do this, nobody else is going to do it. I mean, we're really struggling, and like you say, when they're out there, when they're on the plane, it's the first for them. It's the first on the airplane. It's the first on the bus. It changes the perspective of life. So this is much more than just netball. It is fighting that social ills, giving our people, our children, hope at such a young age. I don't know, Zach, but I feel that we need to buy into this. We as the people need to buy into this, and we need to, not the two gentlemen alone. We need to be part of this movement.
No, definitely, Stan. Obviously, ons gaan die leaders, ons gaan 'n change maak. And yeah, I don't know, maybe, yeah, let's see. I will chat to Shannon. Then we can have some of the with Shannon again and Ishan again, and we just add some of the club presidents, or just to talk about introducing what club do they play for, where they, and yeah, then we can do another interview. So because we
Yeah.
really want to expose, our clubs and where can they sign up, or yeah. So, but
Yeah.
definitely, ek is op die match. Verlies het gesien kan haar by die veld agter by hulle kan ons practice. Shannon gaan vir ons palle bring of ja. So that's on. Shannon, Ihsan, give us a date. You guys will sit, give us a date, and we will commit to it. Honestly, we will commit to it.
We will.
But definitely, I'm excited. I can't wait. Hey, Stan.
Ze kan nie
That's right.
Ze kan nie se Moses iets vir ons speel of daltjies iets nie. Anders dan gaan ons swaai brand kry.
No. You must eat your jungle oats. Stan.
No, like you said, once we will definitely, and like I said, and I will continue saying the executive we have. I can assure this forum tonight, dat dit gaan nie lang wees nie. Die match moet plek vat. Because
Yes.
as die match nie plek vat nie, dan kan die Union ook hulle niks matches speel nie.
Ja.
Yes. That's it.
So goed
Hy sê vir homself. So, ja, Stan. Kyk, ek weet ek kan nie meer praat nie because the excitement cook, because just think about the kids watching you play, that cheering, and because they will get excited because kyk hier wat maak hulle, kyk hoe speel hulle, and just to put a smile on a kid's face, and yeah. Ek weet nie, my man hallo baie as dit hallo ek weet nie, ons gaan moet sit en praat, but yeah, let's see, Stan, but ons gaan 'n lekker dag maak, man. We're gonna make it a lekker fun day.
And just to add, ons praat nou so lekker. Ek lag. Jacques, jy laat my net lag, but it's nice. The laughing. But and I mean, like you said, and we're talking Cape Flats, and I'm sitting here tonight, and they sit and think, like you said, the opportunities. And then about 2 years back, we had two ladies from Mitchell's Plain Netball Union, hier van Mitchell's Plain. Ons sê nie hier, Platte Kloof en hy nie. No disrespect to any other area, but at the Mitchell's Plain, one girl, Renisa Daniels, was chosen for the SA under 19 squad. And then we also had Musi Fuma, that was chosen for the under 19 development squad. I mean, this is the same kids that are playing here. I've mentioned earlier, we have an SA player playing here. So tonight, and this again, like Stan said, we're selling this, which is right, because there's an opportunity. Come, you could be the next SA player. It's up to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And this year, we will have a lady from Mitchell's Plain. For now, maybe we cannot elaborate too much, but we'll play it. And like you said, the opportunity, this is where I know what I'm talking about, where scholarships are being offered to them, where this kid had no future in Mitchell's Plain, but he's studying now at UWC, at this at varsity college and all this. So tonight, for those parents that are sitting there, if you thought, yes, wat gaan my kind doen? No, man. I mean, Ons sit met, we have another club, almal wil net, die sê, hy sê, tafelzoeg, the great work they're doing in tafelsig, because elke keer as jy die koran toe maak, as jy die koran, nog iemand dood in tafelsig, maar niemand sê wat tafelzoeg doen nie, the great work they're doing, and I mean, under challenging circumstances, but every week, that community is fulfilling its features, and even out of that community, there were children that played Western Province. And I'm certain, and I'm saying this tonight, I'm confident this is not the last where children from our Cape Flats community will be deprived, and they're not deprived because the opportunities is there. It's for us to stand up. And I also want, maybe just to end off on this, and I always say, where I'm a member of the club, I always say, for your kid to excel, you as a parent need to have some interest. Daai wat steen en dalk vroeër gesê het, sy worry nie van die kind kon by Mitchells Plain, blah blah blah. But if a parent shows interest in a child, they will move mountains. And that's end of really.
And you know, Stan, Shannon, what people don't realize is, they always say, or they always see, okay, here's the secchi, here's the chip, and there's the coach. You know, if let's just take it to the white areas again. That people get paid for doing it. Their chairperson get paid. Their secretary get paid. Their coaches get paid. Yeah, we take our own time. We take our own money to travel to the field and from the field. Sometimes we even give them lift, the kids lift. So, and people don't see. Sometimes you take out of your own pocket to fund a kid that needs to go on tour, you know, and people don't see it. So, yeah, let's respect the board, the executive. Let's respect the coaches as well. So, and let's get more involved. Parents, if you're watching, get involved. Go stand. Take your husband. Take your flask in the morning and vat 'n lekker picnic, manche, and go and support your kid and take photos and see what your kids are doing, because we don't know what our kids are doing, and that's why we can't compliment them, and that's why the self-esteem and the morale is so low. So we need to start doing it. You know, it's the small things that we need. I told I think yesterday I told Shannon, we need to start celebrating the small things that we achieve.
And you were right, Jacques. I just want to ask the gentleman. Ek wil so 'n t-shirt. Kan ek so 'n t-shirt koop eers? Because I want to walk around with that t-shirt in the community. So jy vra van waar speel jy? Kan ek sê ek speel vir julle? Although I don't play for you, but I think it's a way for me to advertise you. So maybe sell me one of your t-shirts, Jacques. Let's support him.
Yeah.
And then walk around, because the more people, like I say, see your brand, the more they're gonna buy into it. En ek is by baie plekke, glo my. Ek het nie 'n netball body nie, maar ek kan 'n netball t-shirt dra.
Kyk, nou as ek hy t-shirt dra, dan is ek 'n billboard, because ek was 'n groot body man.
I think I want to make the commitment tonight, you know, and I think with tonight, and again, like I said, we have this, Shannon and I have this very supportive executive. Consider the sweaters done, maar as gaat nie nou die sizes vra oor live, julle kan dit maar private. No, we have to make the sweater, and I mean the golfer, the sweater, it needs to be the collaboration, Mitchells Plain, Netball Union, Cape Flats stories, end of story. Because that's what us is.
I will support you. I think we just need to get you guys out there. You guys are doing an amazing work, like Jacques says.
Julle moet ons kom visit op 'n Saterdag, kom kyk hoe speel die mense, okay, man.
No, definitely.
Ons gaan next week in Saterdag, Jacques.
Yes.
Die 23ste weer.
Die 23ste, okay.
Ons gaan die 23ste en dan kyk ons net die vibe sodat ons 'n moves kan regkry vir practice.
Ja, kom kyk aan 1 o'clock speel die eerste male team.
Okay.
Yes, definitely.
Moet ek rokkies dra of hoe weet ek dit?
Nee, hulle dra broekies, man.
Julle moet die sizes mos nou Steve moet uit het. Julle moet mos nou die sizes die, unless julle sgier dit maar so maar op eet, maak mos nie saakie.
Sorry.
Ons staan in ons kamer se body.
So weet die tyd wanneer julle mos nou kom, as die sweaters daar, sien almal nou, dis is This is Mitchell's Plain in the Cape Flat Stories. That's what it is.
Die mense gaan sien hulle is soos gordyne of soos skobies.
Oh man.
So wat sê nou eintlik sê vir ons moet hulle maar na Sheet Street toe gaan om ons hulle moet dit sny.
Thank you so much, man.
But yeah, the 23rd, yeah, I will make a poster and we will post it, to say we will be there. So we will invite everybody to come and so yeah, picnic basket and what. Let's make it a lekker thingy.
Awesome,
nice man.
So yeah,
it was nice meeting you. I'm very keen to advertise you guys and see how we can promote this thing. Thank you so much.
What I just want to do, you guys have a PA system there?
Yes.
Was it alles?
Was it? Okay, then
Was it die gele maar was it alles?
Okay, then obviously if you have a PA system, I'll bring a DJ. He must just bring his decks and we can entertain the crowd there for the Saturday go.
Yes,
nice, man.
Bring mense.
Yes, no, we're looking forward to that. You know,
Okay.
And I think as for tonight, I think on behalf of Mitchell's Plain Netball Union, and I'm speaking for that kid, wat even vanaand op die show is, you know, because I know this tonight, that kid that didn't see this, it's gonna make the difference for that kid as well. So I want to say to Cape Flat Stories tonight, thanks to you guys, man, because it's people like you that push people like us that wants to do more. And like I said, we or you guys, Stan and Jacques, you are like the voices of the people with no voices. And this is what we're doing tonight. And believe you me, and I can tell you, man, I can proudly say that tonight we've unleashed the kid that we didn't hear of. That kid it won't be long before the kid will be on Mitchell's Plain Netball Union. But
That's
to
right.
you guys, an excellent job. Thank you for the opportunity. You know, I think words cannot explain. And again, we are humbled that you've given us this opportunity. And this is true. Like tonight we can say, this is a Cape Flat story, man. Whether it's like of me, but this is a Cape Flat story.
Awesome.
But thank
Very
you very
excited.
much, guys.
Thank you so much, Shannon. Thank you so much. En Ihsan, ons meet mekaar die 23ste op die Battlefield.
Yeah, we
good.
do. Before we go, can I just add, if there's anybody that is looking for further information, we've got a Facebook page, which is Mitchell's Plain Netball Union. So they can just inbox, and then if they want to join a club or the union, they can just contact me, and I will then link them up to, I think the link was shared into the comments field there. So they can just click on the link and then inbox me, and I can link them up with the club nearest to them. And then they can join the union and come play, because our registration is open up until June. We might close it earlier, but we're still taking on people to play.
Okay, lovely.
Okay. Awesome stuff. Ons is daar next week. Dankie, gentlemen. Ons sien julle next week.
Thank you, man.
Alrighty.
Yes, looking forward to it. Okay. Bye,
Thank you so
guys.
much.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you. Okay, then.
Zak, sy sit ook tussen alles in. Yes, as 'n man kan mos. Hoe nou maar, bro. Sy bring alles met die mense. Ja?
Ons gaan lekker wees, man. Ons gaan lekker netball speel.
Alright, now I will be there. I will be there, bro. Ek is nie bang vir 'n challenge. So, but I think the idea behind this, die idee agter dit is om die mense te wys ons support ons laities. Even though as ek moet speel, ek speel. Miskien 'n 3 of 2 minute speel. But ons gaan support, you know. Yes, Lucas, ek gaan speel ja. Ek gaan speel. I'm gonna be there. Ek weet nie hoe nie. Ek gaan dit Google how to play netball op YouTube. And then you know, Zach, but thank you so much. This is what our communities need, just to unite them, you know. So thank you so much.
En ek dink wat ons gaan doen, obviously if there's other teams or unions of other sporting codes that want us to interview them or looking for a platform, dan kan hulle mos maar net inbox en so, en dan kan ons dit verder vat. So you know, this is beautiful. I love it. It's excited.
You know, Zach, when I was growing up in Parkwood, I don't know if Parkwood still have a netball club, but I know Parkwood was very very active. Even Ottery as well. Maybe we should
Mm,
bring these people together because almal die areas het netball clubs gehad. Ek bedoel op 'n Sondag. Aan die een kant het jy
mm,
sokker, aan die ander kant het jy netball. Almal enjoy vir hulle. Daar's nie tyd vir
mm,
nonsens nie. Nou is besig, ons bly fit. But nowadays, all we do is we hide in the houses. Die gemors lê daar op die veldjie. I think we need our people to buy back into this, man. Hulle moet die ding support,
mm.
you know?
Exactly. Yeah, definitely, Stan. This was something nice. So ek is regtig excited.
En nog 'n ding is dit, jy moet vir ons 'n theme song kry as ons opstap, moet die musiek speel.
Yes, 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 yes. Here comes the boom. Here comes the boom.
Here comes the boom.
Oh, you want to bubble with the big boys?
Ons gaan pak kry. Ons gaan pak kry. We do it for the ladies, we do it for the ladies.
Yeah.
So thank you,
No.
brother. And let's do it next week. Let's go and support them.
Okay.
Kry ons 'n Seed Street t-shirts en dan kan ons in.
Okay, Stan. Thank you, everybody. See you guys next week. And yeah, next week Saturday on the, I think it's Stephen Regan, but we will post the details. Probably next week. Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much, brother. I'll chat to you tomorrow.
Okay.
Cheers.
Okay.
Guys, thank you so much, Mr. Foster. You got the voice of the night. At least you got Mr. Foster. You got the voice of the night. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for listening to us. Please do see this live stream. It's important for us to say things like this, not because of it's Cape Fleet Stories or it's Stanley or Zach or whoever, because so our children can have access to these facilities, to these things. We always ask and always say, but also next year by Cape Fleet, we make it possible for them. We by seeing these types of broadcasts so people know if you have nothing to do on a Saturday, your child can go play netball. And please stop the thing of netball is only a female sport. No, netball is for everybody. Ingrid, I read your comment here. Rugby, please. I've got a gentleman that I will talk to Zach about. Rugby, he is very well connected to the big rugby guys, so maybe we can look at that. He's in the other side of the world, also teaching our youngsters to play rugby. So maybe that can be something that we can talk about. This platform is about businesses, promoting small businesses, NPOs, whatever, on a Tuesday night. And I think so far we have a big reach. And people do get the word out there. So thank you so much to you guys for supporting us. Thank you to you guys for sharing this live. The last few people that is on here, like and please share. Like and please share. Guys, have an awesome evening and God bless. Cheers.